No one in this world can you trust. Not men, not women, not beasts. This you can trust.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Glory of Golden State Gaming. I'm your host, SwampSwimmer, and today we have a special guest, Sadler from Evershade Gaming. Welcome to the show.
We're happy to be here. Thank you, SwampSwimmer. Thank you, Kenyon. So glad to have had a wonderful gaming experience with you in my own backyard.
Yeah, it was literally in your own backyard, almost. Just to, I don't know, we always do a little breaking the ice before we do the battle report, talk about some random topic. I just want to hear your overall impressions of the Masters weekend. Any funny stories? Any good, bad, indifferent? How did you feel about the whole weekend?
I enjoyed the whole weekend myself. Friday is a bit of a blur, and we'll probably see that when we get to our game. But other than that, like, I had a very enjoyable 8-game weekend to play a lot of Ninth Age with a lot of great folks, both some of my like local guys in my like regular gaming group, and then some folks from around the Midwest, really, in the Gemini GT. So all great games, really fun. Friday was
Yeah, Chuck,
pretty hard. Yeah.
Chuck had a weird. So, spoiler report for this battle report. Chuck and I get paired into each other round 3. Our quest to make it to Masters comes to this pinnacle of a moment. I think we were on table 2.
Somehow, yeah, because I only got like I think I only got 5 points in my second game or something like that. So, but I had got a big old 20 in my first round. So yeah,
that's but prior to this game, you had a few adult beverages, and we were feeling good.
I abided and I indulged. Yes.
It was
somebody who was in the Masters but not playing in the Desperado the games was just supplying us front to back with drinks.
I feel really guilty. I was not drinking that weekend, so I did not partake, but I have to agree with you on the overall on the weekend. It was tons of fun. I played a bunch of people I've never played before, including you.
Yes. Oh, that's not true. We played in Corner Hammer GT in like 2017 or something like that.
You are right, a long time ago. It's been too long.
Like doubles though. I think it wasn't in doubles though.
It was, yeah. I barely vaguely remember. I was drinking then. But anyway, we're on to a battle report. I'm gonna just jump right in here. Let's. Oh, hold on. I did that wrong. There we go.
There we go.
Round 3 against Evershade Gaming. Empire Sonnstahl against my beast herds.
Classic Ninth Age matchup.
Classic, yeah. If you're interested in my list, please click the link right above my head. It'll take you to the we did a Masters list review, which goes over every list, including Sadler's. Go check that out. But let's look at your list really quick.
Yes.
You want to go through and just do a quick brief overview?
I brought my dragon out. It's a bit of a flying circus. I've got 3 flyers, and essentially the dragon is supposed to do most of the work on the list, and the other flying characters just support the dragon doing the list. You know, because champions are a thing, and champions can really nullify what a dragon can do. So you tag team with the dragon with something, and you can usually find some good results.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's just some support system and parent system going to work and scoring and magic. All the magic is basically there to keep the dragon alive, between cosmology and alchemy. And,
yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
And then you've got the huge block of halberds, 45 freaking halberds.
Yes. Yep. Quite a few, but I mean, they they go down so quick too. So
The one other thing I wanted to point out is you decided to take the steam tank after it's been toned down a bit.
yeah, in my previous list that I kind of played with this version of Empire Sonnstahl, when you take the marshal on the dragon, I had two cannons actually, a steam tank and the artificer cannon combo, sort of first made, I think, a reality by the Necrosis on the forums, who's like a EOS brainchild, basically. I get most of my ideas from him, and that was a nice combo, but it kind of is a little expensive, and with the price drop, I pretty much just want a cannon in the list, and that's what the steam tank functions basically has now.
If you just want it for the cannon, I guess it does its job, right?
Yeah, and the cannon part is actually a fairly strong cannon now, with strength 10 and D3 +1 wounds. So
Yep.
pretty good with this. It actually ends up it did not do very good for me in this game though.
I don't think it did. No, I don't think it did anything.
Spoiler. Yeah, I think it actually ended up hindering me, unfortunately. But we'll get to that.
Let's just go ahead and do this is after deployment. If I remember correctly, I dropped everything to go first. But what was the deployment in secondary? It was Frontline Clash, Cling of the Hill, and we both chose. I think you chose it first because you chose table sides, this field in the center, and I chose the same thing. So we're just like throw down in the middle of the board.
I didn't really have any other options other than the field for myself. So yeah, field it was, and then I think that's pretty common with King of the Hill to people to group the objective together. It basically just makes it into a different version of trying to think of hold the center, essentially.
Yeah, basically, essentially. And I dropped to go first, so I'm just gonna do it left to right here. This is my minnow block with my BSB, gargoyles behind them, dogs running up in the front. My Wildhorn block with, I believe, the Evo wizard in it. My Minotaur block with my Warlord in it, gargoyles behind them. Wildhorns with the Shamanism wizard and more dogs running up into the center of the board. Take me through your deployment and how you countered mine.
Gosh. So I kind of remembered liking that impassable on my one side because I felt like it could be an odd obstacle for your Minotaurs to work around. And then, so that's why I put the steam tank there. And then to sort of protect the steam tank, or protect the light infantry, that was kind of what the steam tank was doing. They were next to him. And then I've got my BSB on his Pegasus, also kind of right there, bubbling out the leadership. In the middle, I've just got all my support and parrot units, the Hellbirds, the Hellbird support unit, and then the Flagellants. I kind of didn't know where I wanted the Flagellants to be exactly. I was debating about actually putting them a little bit more forward, but sometimes that actually works against you because then like people get into contact with you sooner. It's like kind of tough. I just kind of knew the dragon could probably do work against either one of the Wildhorn blocks. If I could combo charge it with something. So that's why he's next to both one of the wizards, and then I think the Knights of the Sun Griffin aren't far from him. And then other than that, I didn't really have a great place for my chaff in this one because you were going to go first, and it kind of could have sat in the middle, but I don't know. Sometimes that just like you kind of out chaff me in this game anyway. So
yeah, I think so.
They just kind of rolled up on the side there. They didn't really have a whole lot to do, unfortunately.
Yeah, the huntsman scouted off to the right here. Yeah.
Like and then I think they could have sat in the field, but
yeah, I was thinking you might do that. Yeah. It
actually lets you go for like a first turn charge sometimes. Can not be not be good. But I probably could have played a bit more aggressively at chaff. But again, I was deep in the cup, so yeah.
It was a very entertaining game.
I'm gonna blame it on the cups.
Throughout the whole Friday tournament, you kept interrupting the whole tournament, yelling out and saying something. What did you say multiple times?
It's a bit of a classic in the Midwest scene, but we like to give it up for Jeff Parkhurst, mostly because we love him. Mostly because we love him, but also he's just a great guy and really puts like his heart and soul into running his events, and he deserves some credit and some support. So we do like to give it up for Jeff Parker's.
Give it up for Jeff Parker's.
Much to his embarrassment most of the time, but it comes out of a loving heart and a loving place for us.
Yep. So here, I'm gonna jump to my turn 1. I had a choice on the left with my BSB block of Minotaurs to either turn into the middle of the board or try to go around this impassable. And I chose to go around the impassable because you're a pretty static army. They're movement 7, March 14 with the movement banner on them. I was thinking I could make it around the corner. And I was getting a little squish between these two impassables in the center of the board. That was my thought process. That's basically, yeah.
Initially, I was really excited when I saw that. I thought that, okay, that's going to buy me like an extra turn or maybe even 2, because like the train, you're going around it. But I think it ended up being a really good play for you. I think almost the winning play. So.
Yeah, don't give away the whole story here, but we'll see the next turn. Don't worry, I'm just giving you a hard time. That's all on my turn. You know, beasts or turn 1s are pretty fast. So let's go to your turn 1. You didn't move anywhere. You actually backed up over here on the right.
Yeah, I've played that fight with the dragon against Minotaurs. He can't do it. Even with the beast herd getting a slight nerf in that his weapon is just slightly less effective now against the dragon without the reroll to wounds. It's still just such an awful. It's still such a dicey fight. Because you can just dice me on the 4-up Aegis save any day of the week essentially, and I can't necessarily guarantee to get that. And I was actually I'm quite intimidated by those Wildhorn blocks too. They're really chunky. Where I almost have to be charging with the heavy infantry. Yeah. And getting all the magic to even have a chance to win those. And I didn't feel like attempting a charge turn 1 and failing it, and then really losing the game on turn 2. So had to back up.
The what am I trying to say? The Sun Griffin's on the hill. That could have been a good charge for you. Actually, I was talking with Finlayson about it, and he thinks you should have charged into either block with the in turn 1, because this was a long charge, but you're on a hill and you're Swift Stride, so it's like not that long.
You can roll it, yeah. Even if it's like 11, it's not a bad thing to risk, But the problem is that if you fail that, like, I don't know,
then I'm coming in. I'm just coming in.
Yeah, like those Minotaurs or something's coming in, and yeah.
And you have shooting, not a whole lot of shooting, but I have 0 shooting, so it makes sense for you to delay for a little bit.
I have a lot of range magic too in this. Too. Or I've a even healthy mix of range magic and buffs for the dragon essentially.
Let's see here. I'm just gonna. This is my turn too, but I think with magic and shooting, you did very little in your turn. It looks like you killed two wild horns and 1 dog.
I did not deal with those dogs on the left, and now they're in a perfect spot to like block the steam tank, unfortunately, too.
And that's exactly what I was thinking. They were alive. The one thing I didn't want was a steam tank going into these wild horns, even though that's a decent roll for you on the random movement. But with these dogs here, you have to go into them, and then you'll end up right there. I feel pretty good. And go ahead.
Sorry. Oh, I mean, the only thing I was going to add to that is I actually would have loved the idea of getting that steam tank towards the center now that those Minotaurs had moved over, but you perfectly boxed it in.
That was the plan all along. And I kept my distance in the center. I was pretty afraid of the Sun Griffin charge here because I'm not scared of you like killing the unit. It's just you cause fear. And an 8 not rerollable is not consistent.
It goes wrong more often than you'd like it to.
But I had you on the back foot, so I felt comfortable staying kind of here and just controlling the field in the center of the board. And then bottom of turn 2. So this is my one question for you. You decided to do the steam tank back toward the table edge. Were you trying to get him off the board?
No, you can't get off a board with a random mover, to my understanding. I think you just would stop within an inch. No, I was just trying to create as much distance as I could, because where I was at, you were going to hit the steam tank's rear, right? And then you'd have a 2-inch overrun into the crossbows, where I was thinking, like, if I can just maybe get some distance, like maybe you fail the charge, maybe that buys me like another turn. I just wanted to lay on that side, and I don't think it was that long of a charge. Like a 14 or something like that?
I think it was, I think it was a 7 on dice. Yeah, that makes sense. 7-14.
Yeah. So I don't know if I had maybe like another inch to move or anything like that, but yeah, it wasn't terribly far, and you're able to make it. So where the steam tank shoots me in the foot.
And then you threw your mage on a Pegasus over here. I'm assuming you were trying to flame up the gargoyles.
Actually, and then that's the BSB.
Is that the BSB? The mage is off to the right.
He's got a repeater pistol, so he's got 3 shots. So trying to
makes sense.
Utilize that.
Yeah. And then your mage.
At that point too, he needed to move out of that area too.
He needed to get out of dodge. Yeah. And I think that was your turn, and then in my turn, I take the charge in the steam tank, and I do well. But you do blast off one of the gargoyle units. I forgot what with, but there's no more gargoyles. And you blast off the dogs on the left, and almost all of these dogs on the right.
Yes, yeah. If I could have just got those dogs on the right, things would have been maybe feeling a teensy bit better, but yeah, they're still there.
Yeah, so I take the charge into the steam tank. I do have the overrun into the flank of your crossbows. So this flank's looking pretty snazzy for me.
Yes.
Let's see, and you just continue to shuffle around. I think I kind of like halfway have your Sun Griffins chaff with these 2 dogs. But not completely.
Yeah, they might only be able to go to the Minotaurs, which is not as good of a fight for them.
I don't know. I think your agility 4 or 5 on the charge, right? I think that's a halfway. The Minotaur Warlord's gonna swing first, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a 5 on the charge. Nice. Yeah. It's not bad, but I need to get some. I need to like get some perception and strengths off, just to give myself more saves.
And then I'm gonna skip ahead. I think I missed a picture here because it skips pretty far ahead, but I'm gonna go ahead and just do it. You see.
Yeah.
Help me remember, but on the left, I remember I overran into the crossbows. I blew them up. You turned to face me with the.
I don't think you got the steam tank in one round, which was helpful for me. But I think you killed it the next round.
Really? I thought I killed it. I killed it, then I overran into the cross. Oh no, I didn't.
Yeah, I think you got it down to 1 wound, which was great, which was good. And then you took it off the next round. And then I think I kind of basically just started kind of like stacking stuff up on that side.
Yeah, and then I went into the crossbows. I went into the crossbows and overran into the big block. I continued to go ahead.
I made a charge with the BSB and the wizard, I think, into this. Or no, it's the wizard. He's still alive right there. Okay.
Yeah. Mind. You charged into the flank of this big block. I didn't break, and I turned to face you.
Oh, that's what I did with the BSB. That was an interesting decision. Yeah, I guess I was really just going because you're in line formation, right? So
yeah.
I guess I get to win the first round and then see if I can break you. Yeah. A little ballsy, but
and I don't know why I was so
afraid. I guess
I don't know why I was so afraid of your mage on the Pegasus, but I kept backing up and keeping the mage in my front arc of this unit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that was the right move, but
The only thing I can think is that, I mean, they're trying to do a tag team combo on the big wild horn unit, the dragon and the mage.
Yes, exactly. And I think you might have gone for a charge. Maybe that was next turn. I don't remember. But
I think it might be next turn.
Yeah. Let's go to the next picture. Again, I think I missed some pictures here, so we're gonna have to.
Oh yes, that is what happened. Yeah.
So on the left here, I go into the big block, and I think I do a bajillion wounds to your halberdiers.
Oh yeah, that's an easy fight for Minotaurs.
Which is that's what I was kind of scared of. I knew I was going to do a bunch of damage to that halberd block, but I was afraid you would have enough coming back at me to do significant damage.
Not with like really good magic support, and maybe like a prelate in the unit would maybe guarantee almost less tying, but you just munch through so many that like you're generating so much combat res. It's tough for me to or get that back.
Yeah.
Like I've seen fights between Imperial Guard with great weapons and like a Minotaur block where like they almost destroy each other, but you killed more and you like break the great swords.
And I believe you charged the dragon into this Wildhorn block, and I fled and then rallied back here.
Yes, that's what happened. So then I am just having a failed charge with the dragon, and that's why the Minotaurs were able to get into the dragon.
And then I Minotaurs charged in the dragon. Yeah. And I don't see. Oh no, is he back there? The your mage and the Pegasus. Did he kill himself? I can't remember.
Here, I know he looks like he might be alive if he's still like there behind that thing. I'm almost surprised.
Oh, he's over here.
Charge.
No. I'm talking about the
BSB.
I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see him on the board in this picture, but I'm surprised he didn't try and charge into those wild horns, or maybe he couldn't have charged. I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, and
I'm almost wondering if he did try and charge, and then maybe he went into the Minotaurs. Did he get soloed by the Minotaurs?
I think that's what happened. I think that's what happened, and then. I remember
right.
After I killed the big halberd block, I decided to turn the Minotaurs around and come back over here because I felt like they had done their work. They had killed enough points. I was afraid to put them into the flagellants because, yeah, I do a bunch of work on you, but then you'd kill me in return. I just didn't want to lose the points.
Yeah.
And then for some reason, I can't remember why, but your BSB here. This is your BSB, right?
Yes.
He fled from something. Yeah, he fled from something, rallied here, and then I charged him with the Minotaurs again, and he fled to here, and then rallied, and he survived the game.
I think that sounds right. Didn't he pop 2 wounds at one point in the combat with the Wild Horns? And that was like, and then he broke that round. And I think you chose not to pursue because the objective, and I think you already had one of your Wild Horn blocks fleeing.
Yeah.
And then it was like, and then he rallied, and then he rallied again. Yeah. A wild game for the Marshal on the Pegasus.
Damn that guy. And then I believe I go in with my Minotaurs into your dragon, and I challenge with the Minnow Warlord, and I think I fluff and you kill me, right? And then next round, my unit destroys him.
You know what? That sounds about right. Yes. Because I think we both lost our characters this game.
Yeah.
Or both lost our generals this game. Yeah.
Let's see what picture I have left.
You know what it was? I did a touch of the heart on him, didn't I?
Oh yeah.
Early in the game, and I think I did a wound or something like that, and then I think I was able to peel off the rest of them in that combat. Yeah.
Well, I remember I fluffed in the combat with you with my Minnow Warlord. Then you went back at me and I think you just killed him outright. With the Sonnstahl, and then next round, and I didn't break, and then next round, I just put all my Minotaurs into you and killed the dragon.
Yeah. I think you had a lot of buffs at that point to fight against.
Oh, they got right here. I think I had Blackwing Totem and something else. There was another. They were buffed up. Yeah.
I think it was just +1 strength. I think that's all you needed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then
I have to stop lethal strike and. Wound.
That's the one you have to stop, the lethal strike. Spectral blades. And then I remember there was So when I fluffed with the Minnow Warlord, there was a chance you wanted to charge your Sun Griffin Knights into them also, but the dragon was chaffing your own guys. And there was a discussion. There was a discussion from the peanut gallery.
Yeah, we had like 7 or 8 people around this table at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think somebody was saying, "Oh, I could have made it in there."
Yeah. What he was saying was, what you could have done is reformed and put your after the first round of combat, you could have reformed and given me your flank to make your your base thinner. And then that would have freed up the Sun Griffins to charge in the Minotaurs and probably blow me up.
Yeah, I mean, and I do that quite frequently with the dragon, change his direction to make the right angles for everything else. I don't know if I just couldn't see it or if I
blame it on the drinks.
Definitely on the drinks too. Just gives you a different sight, doesn't it?
And that happens, and then I think that's the end of the game. And you do the crafty of craftiest moves. I've got 1 scoring unit in the field, and he marches up these unit of knights I've been forgetting about the whole game, just sitting in the backfield, and ties the secondary on me.
To do.
Crafty move. Overall, a great game. So we tie secondary, but I'm way up on points. So it ends up being a 15 for me.
Yep.
So
a very good win. Very good win.
So I got one more picture after this. This actually ends up, I get the perfect amount of points because the top 2 people out of Desperado go to Masters, and I literally tied for 2nd place in Desperado. I got the results right here.
Yep. So O'Brien Jennings is one of our local guys. Actually, both of us are 2 local Michigan guys. O'Brien came from Kentucky and lives around Saginaw, and Mike is also a similar area. But those VPs gotcha.
I know the tie break was VPs, and Mike Smith got it. But no,
it's interesting too that O'Brien took a loss and 2 wins.
He probably got 2 20s and then an 8 or something like that. Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
So I end up not going to Masters, but I'm not that upset about it. In my round 2 game, I was given some points, so I'm cool with me not making it to Masters. It's no big deal. Yeah. I basically ended up 3rd in the tournament. It was still a 3-win tournament for me, so I was still pretty happy with that.
So great. Yeah. Way positive for a 3-game average too. 47 points.
Yeah. So I can't complain. A big thank to Evershade Gaming and to you for providing me a great round 3 game. We will both be in the Gemini together. Maybe we'll see each other again. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah. So, folks, you'll see some more battle reports from me in the Gemini, and you'll see Vespasian in the Masters, of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's it. Thank you for joining us.
You're so welcome. Looking forward to collaborating soon.
Definitely. Please like and subscribe if you're still watching, and we'll see you on the next one.